Today we'll be discussing geometric progression, that is GP. Uh, for GP we'll make two videos. In the first video we'll discuss about the basic concepts and the formulas to be used for the purpose of solving the problems, and in the second video we'll try to solve some of the important type of problems. So let's start with the first one, geometric progression part 1. So in this geometric progression, first of all we need to know that what is a geometric progression. Geometric progression means it is somehow similar to AP, but in AP we have seen that if a term was like this 1 plus 2 plus 3 it is called as an AP because the common difference, the difference between the second term and the first term is equal to third term and the second term. This is how it goes. But in case of GP, it is written like this. If we have something like this 1 plus 3 plus 9 plus 27, then we can say that the terms are in GP because the common ratio, in AP it was common difference, but in GP it is common ratio. Ratio means the ratio between the second term and the first term should be equal to third term, and the second term should be equal to fourth term and the third term, and it will go on like this. So here it is 3 by 1. So the common ratio becomes 3. If you can see that 9 by 3 also 3, and if you can see 27 by 9, that is also 3. So 3 is the common ratio here. That means by multiplying 3 with the first term we are getting the second term, by multiplying 3 with the second term we are getting the third term, by multiplying 3 with the third term we are getting the fourth term. This is how it goes on. So this is the concept of GP. This is if the series is in this format, then that will be called as a GP. That means a series, if it is maintaining a common ratio between its terms, then the series will be called that it is a GP series. Now just like AP series, we had in AP that a common term or general expression of terms. In case of GP also we have a general expression of terms where it is written as AR square, AR cube, and so on. So A is used for the first term, just like AP. First term. R is denoting the common ratio. Whereas in AP we have seen D was used for the common difference. Here R is used for the common ratio. This is the first term, this is the second, this is third, this is fourth, this is how it goes on. So by seeing this we can easily find out that the nth term, that is Tn or An, whatever you write, Tn or An, that can be written as A into R to the power n minus 1. This is the first formula. Tn or the nth term of a GP series can be termed as A into R to the power n minus 1. How this particular term is arriving? You just observe this general series of a GP, then you can easily find out that for the second term the power of the degree of R is 1. For the third term the power of the degree of R is 2. For the fourth term the power or degree of R is 3. So power or degree of R is lesser than the term, 1 lesser than the term number. So this is how it is actually happening here, that for nth term the power or degree of R will be 1 less than the term number, that is n. So R to the power n minus 1. This is the concept behind this formula. So please note it down. This is the first formula to find out the nth term. Whatever term number you will put here, you will get the formula. So please note it down so that we can move to the next one. So in just like AP, we have in GP also that to find the sum up to n terms. The formula to find the sum up to n terms. So the formula states that Sn equals to A into R to the power n minus 1 divided by R minus 1, or it is also stated like this, 1 minus R to the power n divided by 1 minus R. These two formula are same. Just if you take minus common from both the numerator and denominator, you will get this formula. So why we are writing it in two formats? We have written it because this formula should be used when the value of R is greater than 1, and this formula should be used when the value of R is lesser than 1. So if R is lesser than 1, then we will prefer this formula. If R is greater than 1, then we will prefer this one. If you do the opposite, then what will be the problem? What is the problem you will face? You will get the negative signs. So that is why these two formulas are written. Both the formulas denote the same thing. So please note it down. This is the only one formula for to find the sum up to nth term of any GP. Okay. So please note it down. Here you can easily say that A is the first term, R is the common ratio, and N is the total number of terms. So now, in case of AP, you have seen the arithmetic mean. In case of GP also, there is a concept called geometric mean. Geometric mean. What is geometric mean? If A, B, C are in GP, then we can say that B by A will be equals to C by A, because the second term by first term will be equals to third term by second term. This is the basic concept of GP. Now, if you do the cross multiplication, you will get B square equals to AC, or B equals to plus minus root of AC. This B is called as this is the geometric mean. This is called as the geometric mean. So in case of GP, the geometric mean B is equals to plus minus root of AC. So please note it down. This is the concept of geometric mean. Somehow it is all the things are like AP only, but here we are getting common ratio. There we have got common difference. That is the basic difference between AP and GP. So please note it down. Now these are the three basic concepts which concepts or formulas which we have discussed so far. And one more additional thing I would like to say, that if we have an infinite series, infinite GP series, first of all, whatever formula we have discussed so far, that was for finite series only. That is, the value of n was finite, has to be finite, then only we can use those formulas, otherwise we can't. But what is happening if we have an infinite GP series, a GP series which is progressing to infinity? So what will happen in that case? If the value of R is greater than 1, first condition for an infinite GP series, if the value of R is greater than 1, we can't find the sum. Sum cannot be found. If the value of R is 1, R is greater than 1. Greater than 1 means it could be any value. Greater than 1 means 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, we cannot find the sum. We can only find the sum if R is lesser than 1. We can find the sum of an infinite GP series. For that purpose, we will write the formula as S equals to A by 1 minus R. A by 1 minus R. Just take one example so that it will be easier to understand. So let us take one example, that 1 plus half plus 1 by 2 square plus 1 by 2 cube. This is one GP series which is going towards infinity. Now we just want to find the sum of this GP series. First of all, we need to find the value of A and then find the value of R, then only we can use the formula. So here it is clearly seen that the value of A is equals to 1 and value of R is equals to half. That is, this by this, half by 1, that is half. So the sum of this series will be 1 by 1 minus half. So it will be 1 by half, that is 2. This is the sum of this particular infinite GP series. This is how we can find the sum of any infinite GP series when the value of R is lesser than 1. See, here the value of R is half. So we can find the sum of this series, and the sum will be like this. So please note it down. For infinite geometric series, the formulas and the concepts. Now we'll move to solve some of the problems, so that it will be easier for you to understand the concepts or how to use the formulas. We'll take some examples so that you'll be comfortable in doing the sums or solving the problems. So first question states that find the 7th and nth term of the GP. 7th and nth term of GP it is given as 0 0.4, 0 0.8, 1.6, like this. So we need to find the 7th term and the nth term of this GP series. So what will be the 7th term and nth term? So the GP series here, it is given as 0 0.4, 0 0.8, 1.6 and so on. So here we can easily find the value of the first term is equals to 0 0.4, and common ratio here is 0 0.8 by 0 0.4. So it will be 2 only. So this is the common ratio we have already found. Now we have to find the 7th term. We have already gone through the formula that an or the nth term of an AP equals to a into r to the of a GP, is a into r to the power n minus 1. So here a7, we need to find a7, that is equals to a means 0 0.4 into r means 2 to the power n minus 1, that is 7 minus 1. So it will be 0 0.4 into 2 to the power 4, that is 0 0.4 into 16, that is 6.4. This will be the 7th term of this GP. So this is how we can find the 7th term. And in order to find the nth term, we just need to an equals to a into r to the power n minus 1. This is the formula which we will be using. So it will be 0 0.4 into r means 2 to the power n minus 1. So we'll just keep it like this only. 0 0.4 into 2 to the power n minus 1. We'll just keep it like this only. So this is the nth term of the series, GP series, and this is the 7th term of the GP series. So if you get to solve this kind of problem, then you can easily do it like this. Please note it down so that we can move to the next one. So the next problem, find the GP whose 4th and 7th term are given. A GP in which the 4th term, that is A4, is given as 1 by 18 and the 7th term is given as minus 1 by 486. Now we need to find the GP series. We need to find the series. These are the two terms which were given to us. So by seeing this, we can use the formula a into r to the power 4 minus 1 equals to 1 by 18, that is a into r cube equals to 1 by 18. Similarly, here also it will come as a into r to the power 6 equals to minus 1 by 486. So if we divide these two terms, then definitely we will get the value of r. So a into r to the power 6 divided by a into r cube equals to minus of 1 by 486 divided by 1 by 18. So a gets cancelled, r cube r to the power 6, that is r cube equals to minus of 1, it will go like this, 18 by 486. So 6 3s are 18, 6 80 1 and be 1, so 327. So it will be minus 1 by 27. Now r cube is equals to minus 1 by 27, that is equals to minus 1 by 3 whole cube. So r will become equals to minus 1 by 3. We have already got the value of r. By putting the value of r, we can easily find the value of a. So it will be, we will just solve here. So minus 1 by 3 a into minus 1 by 3 whole cube, that is equals to 1 by 18. So it will be a into minus 1 by 27 equals to 1 by 18. Just solve this one. That is minus 27 by 18, that means 9 3s are 27, 9 2s are 8, so minus 3 by 2. So the value of a, whatever we are getting as minus 3 by 2, and r is equals to minus 1 by 3. So the series, we have to find the GP series. The questions asked for finding the GP series. So how to find that? So just put the value of a first, then we have the second term as AR. So we need to multiply these two, that is minus 3 by 2 into minus 1 by 3. For the third term, minus 3 by 2 into minus 1 by 3 whole square, that is 1 by 9. This is how it will go on. So you can do the calculation and find the series. So this is how we can find the geometric series if these two terms are given like this. So please note it down so that if you find this kind of problem, that will be easier for you to understand and to solve. So in the third problem, it is stated that if a plus bx by a minus bx equals to b plus cx by b minus cx equals to c plus dx by c minus dx, it is given, whereas x is not equal to 0, you need to prove that a, b, c, d are in GP. We need to prove that a, b, c, d are in GP. So how to do solve this problem? First of all, we'll take these two ratios, that a plus bx divided by a minus bx equals to b plus cx by b minus cx. So we'll do the sum, componendo and dividendo. So in on both the sides definitely. So a plus bx plus a minus bx divided by a plus bx minus a plus bx. So it will be b plus cx plus b minus cx divided by b plus cx minus b plus cx. b gets cancelled, cx gets cancelled, here bx gets cancelled, a gets cancelled. So it will be 2a by 2bx equals to 2b by 2cx. So 2 gets cancelled, x gets cancelled. So it will be a by b equals to b by c. So we can write that b square equals to AC. So easily we can say that A, B, C are in GP. In similar format, you can find out by using these two, the same procedure should be followed. You can find that B, C, D are in GP. If A, B, C are in GP and B, C, D are in GP, then definitely we can conclude that A, B, C, D are in GP. This is how we can solve these kind of problems. So I am not completing the sum. You have to do the second part, that is you have to perform the same componendo dividendo for the second two ratios, so that you can find that B, C, D are in GP, and then club these together. So you can get the conclusion. You will get the conclusion that A, B, C, D are in GP. So please note it down. So for the next problem, find the number. Find the three numbers. Question state that find three numbers which are in GP and their sum is equals to 38 and product is equals to minus of product is equals to 1728. We need to find three numbers, those are in GP, and whereas the condition which are given, that is sum of those three numbers is equals to 38 and the product of those three numbers is equals to 1728. So in order to solve this kind of problems, we'll take three numbers which are in GP as A by R, A and AR. We'll take, just try to understand. In case of AP, just try to remember that in case of AP, if the sum of three numbers were given, then we took AP's the three numbers as A minus D, A and A plus D. The similar logic is applying here, getting applied here. So in order to find this kind of problems, that where the product of three numbers are given, then we have to take three numbers as A by R, A and AR. If we take this, then what will be the benefit of this? If we multiply these three numbers, then R will be vanished. So we'll get directly the value of A. So it will be 1728. So A cube equals to 1728. Now you can find the cube of this number 1728, that is 2, 8, 2 is 16, 6 and 4. So it will be 432, it will be 216. So 216, that means 124. Sorry, 1216 means 3, 7, 72, 324, 3, 8. So it will be 2 cube, 2 cube into 2 cube into 3 cube. So 2 3 is 6, is to the 12. 12. So it will be A cube equals to 12 cube. So it will be A equals to 12. So we have got the first term. If we get the first term like this, then we can easily use that term to find the sum, to find the r by using the sum. So it is 12 by r plus 12 plus 12r is equals to 38. So 12, we just take 12 common, so it will become 1 by r plus 1 plus r equals to 38. So if you do the calculation, so it will become r and 1 plus r square is equals to 38 by 12. So it will be 19 by 6. Just do the cross multiplication. So it will become 6 plus 6r plus 6r square equals to 19r. So 6r square plus 6r minus 19r plus 6 equals to 0. So it will be 6r square minus 13r plus 6 equals to 0. So 6r square minus 6 6 to 36. 36 means we have to 9 fours are 36, right? So it will be 9r minus 4r plus 6. So from this equation you can easily find the value of r. So if we get the value of r, then we can find the numbers. So this is how this kind of problems can be solved. Please note it down so that it will be helpful to solve this kind of problems. So for the next problem, that is stating that we have to find the sum of the GP series up to n terms, where the GP series is like this: 1 by 1 plus 3 square minus 1 by 3 cube, like this, up to n terms. In order to solve this kind of problems, there is nothing to worry about this. Most of the students gets worried because they are getting plus minus both the signs, but here the plus minus signs are given just to confuse you. No need to get confused by saying this. You just follow your own procedure. It is already stated that this is a GP series, so there is no burden on me. There is no burden on me to prove that this is a GP series. So it is already stated that this is a GP series. So we just need to find the first term, that is a, which is clearly visible that it is 1. And if we find r, then it will be 1 minus 1 by 3 by 1, that will be minus 1 by 3. We are not concerned about anything else, anything here. No need to go for any other calculations. We have got a and we have got r. We have to find the sum up to nth term. So some formula of sum states that Sn equals to a into, here the value of, just see that here the value of r is lesser than 1. So we will use the formula as 1 minus r to the power n divided by 1 minus r. So it will become a means 1, 1 minus r to the power n means minus 1 minus 1 by 3 whole to the power n divided by 1 minus plus 3. So it will be 3 by that is 4 by 3, that is 3 by 4, 3 into 1 minus of 1 by 3 whole to the power n divided by 4. This is the sum. This is the sum of this series. So it is so simple like this. No need to get confused by seeing this plus and minus. So please note it down. Now for the last sum of today, this is an important sum: 8 plus 8 up to n terms. So we need to find the sum. Now in order to solve this kind of problems, you may get this kind of problems in different formats. Like if you can get 4 plus 4 plus 4 4. You can get 3 plus 3 plus 3 3. You can get 0.1 plus 0.1, like this also. Nothing to get worried. All the problems will be solved by the techniques which we'll be using for solving this problem. The same technique will be used. So we have to find Sn, right? So we'll write Sn. So Sn equals to, if we take 8 as common, then what will be the value? By seeing that, you just see that, you just go through this, that this is not exactly GP series. By seeing, we cannot say that this is a GP series because it is not at all maintaining the common ratio. It is not at all maintaining the common ratio. That is why it is not a GP series. By seeing, by visualization, we cannot say. So in order to get that visualization of GP series, we need to perform these particular steps. So first we will take 8 as common, so it will become 1 plus 1 1 plus 1 1 1, and this will go on up to n terms definitely. So next step we will take 9 here in the denominator, so we have to multiply 9 here in order to maintain the consistency. So 9 9 plus 9 9 9 plus dot 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 up to n terms. So just try to understand the logic. If we have 9, we can easily write it as 10 minus 1, right? So if we have 99, then you can write 100 minus 1. If you have 1000, then you can write 999, then you can easily write 1000 minus 1. This is how it will go on up to n terms. So for the next step, we will just separate these two terms. That is 10, 100 and 1000. We will write it like this: 10 plus 100 plus 1000 up to n terms. Then minus of 1. If we take minus common, then 1 plus 1 plus 1. For each term you will get 1 up to n terms. Now 8 by 9. So it will become 10 plus 10 square plus 10 cube plus like this up to n terms. And if we add n number of ones, then the value will be n only. If we add n number of 1, if you add 10 ones, then the value is 10. So if we add n number of ones, then it will become n only. Just see these terms. This is 10 and then 10 square, then 10 cube. Definitely by seeing you can say that this is a GP series. So we have to apply the formula of finding the sum for a GP series. So in order to do that, we have to take A. Here A is equals to 10 and R is also equals to 10. So the formula, R is greater than 1, so we will use the formula as 10 into A into R to the power n, that is 10 to the power n minus 1 divided by 10 minus 1, that is like this, and minus n. Now we will remove this part. Please note it down so that we can remove this part. So it will become 8 by 9 into 10 to the power 10 into, just do the calculations, 10 to the power n plus 1 minus 10 divided by 9 minus n. If you do the LCM, then it will become 10 to the power n plus 1 minus 10 minus 9n divided by 9. You can do this multiplication. If you do the multiplication, it will become 8 into 10 to the power n plus 1 minus 10 minus 9n divided by 9n is 81. So this is the final result. This is the result which is stating that it is the sum of these two, sum of the n terms of this series. Okay. If you want to check whether you have done the correct calculations or not, just do one thing. Just put 2 in place of n, so that whatever value you will get, that should be equal to the sum of these two terms, that is 96. If you put 2 here, then the value should come as 96. Then only you can be sure that you have made a correct calculation. This is a trick how you can check whether you have done the correct calculations or not. So these are the types of sums which we have discussed so far, that will be helpful for the purpose of solving problems for the first 2 to 3 exercises of your book. So please go ahead, try to understand the concept, try to remember the formula, and solve the problems. So this is all for today. Thank you.